When most people come to you with a problem, they don't want a solution. As a matter of fact, they don't even want to vent. They don't want to just get off their chest. What they're looking for is pity. I'm not talking about empathy. I'm talking about real life pity. They want you to see them as a victim so they can continue to perpetuate whatever behavior probably got them into that situation in the first place. Now, if I've learned anything as a coach, it's that, well, first and foremost, I got to be real picky with the individuals that I allow into my coaching space, right? It can't just be any old body because most people, even when they're paying for a service, will come to you because they're looking to be validated in their destructive behaviors, right? You're going to get the call. Now, you don't even get paid for what you do. I'm sorry. You get the call midnight, 2 p.m., lunch break, whenever you might have a smidgen of time or don't even have no time, you're going to get a call from this individual and they are going to dump. I'm talking about dump truck. They're going to tell you everything that's going on, who did what, how they did what, why they're doing this, how you were this. They're going to tell you everything they can in that time span. And they are not looking for you to give them solutions. And the problem is, for some of us rational thinking individuals, or for some of us individuals who think a little more from the logic standpoint, we think to ourselves, well, surely if they're coming to me with this problem, then they must want a solution, right? Or I've learned, as a man, I've now learned this through relationships, right? Is maybe all they want is a listening ear, just somebody to hear them vent, somebody to hear them, you know what I mean? Just to be heard. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. But when you start getting into this realm of looking for pity, looking for sympathy, right? I need somebody to see me as the victim and to see whoever I'm talking about at that moment in time as my oppressor. I need to validate the story that I've been playing in my head for the last 40 to 50 years. That's what I want. And when it starts getting into that dynamic, I'm a little different, right? I've learned to be unapologetic about the way in which I operate in this life. Now, that's come through trial and error and eventually success. But I've come out on the other side, as my book says, doing me guilt-free, right? So that means I literally do not give a damn if somebody comes to me and they want to spew off all this stuff and they want to get pity from me. I might listen. But at the end of that, I'm going to point out a few facts. And if that disturbs your peace, if that triggers you, you ain't got to deal with me. I'm not your person. And if I see a second call come in, you're probably not going to get picked up. Like, I'm just telling you right now. There are a few numbers on that phone that actually get a response. Right away response, that's different, right? That's exclusive. That's my power circle. The right away response, because I got a lot of things going on, right? I'm writing these books. I'm putting out this content. I'm building out business. Like, I got a whole lot going on. I'm coaching folks. I'm traveling. I'm doing my thing. But the one thing I have created an absolute boundary around is that I am no longer willing to consume your emotional and mental garbage simply because you're looking for a site to dump it and to process it for you. Like, that's the equivalent of needing somebody's pity. When you vent, it might sometimes be like you're using the person as a dumpster, right? Like, a person who's always venting to you is using you as a dumpster. There might be some people who come to you, hey man, I just need to, get some things off my chest to reflect. Okay, boom, boom, bet. But if somebody's coming to you every single day or every week and they got something to dump onto you, okay, they see you as a dumpster and you're treating yourself as a dumpster for that person, human dumpster. That's the relationship dynamic. But if this person is looking for you to be pitiful or to sympathize, right? If they're looking for you to poor you, what they are looking for you to do is not only take the trash, but to synthesize that trash, to process that trash, and to consume that trash yourself. Man, poor you. You just can't get no break. Ah, man, it's crazy how they're doing you at the job that you're choosing to be at, even though nobody's forcing you. Nobody is holding nothing to your head in order for you to stay at this job. But man, it's crazy how, man, like, that's how I really be feeling. I used to feel that way already. When people would come to me with these struggle stories, look, I would empathize in some cases, right? Where I would feel a genuine sense of like, oh man, I understand. Then I came to a place when I realized some of these people just want the pity and they just want the victim narrative. And then they get mad, by the way. They get mad, frustrated, and upset at you, right? And Carrie, you know what motivated this very video right here. You know what I'm talking about. There are cases where they will get upset at you, frustrated, because you are not responding in the way that they want you to respond. So that means they're actually using this as a form of witchcraft, right? They're using this as a form of manipulation. I need you to respond in a certain way. I need you to react in a certain way. So I'm going to show up in this way. And if you don't do that, then you ain't for me. You ain't this. You ain't that. You don't understand. You don't care. This, that, and third. Passive aggressive or aggressive. They're going to show up in any type of way. And to that I say, unless you are dispensing invoices at the end of each of these calls, which I would suggest, by the way, right? If this person keeps coming to your life and you're, let's say right now, you are too hesitant or too afraid to say something verbally, what I would do is send a Venmo request or PayPal, whatever the person may have. PayPal, I don't even know if you, look, okay, I'm not even going to get into the PayPal situation. Venmo, Cash App, right? Simple, straightforward. You get your cash the same day. Send them a request and say, billing services for human dumpster. Or you could just say billing services for free, well, supposed therapy session, right? Put something there that just lets them know that this is a service that I'm now giving, and this is the cost of that service. And the moment they see that invoice, they're going to think to themselves one of two things. Number one is, what? What is this about? Whoa, did I owe them money? I don't. What a human dumpster? What does that mean? And if they got some sense, they'll think to themselves, ooh, oh, they'll get mad, but they'll also have a moment of self-reflection. Right there in that moment, they're going to have a moment of self-reflection. They're going to have a come to Jesus moment. Oh my goodness, I'm doing this to that person. Now they're going to try you again, and then you're going to send another invoice, right? You actually going to send back that same request. You're going to double tap. I don't know. They got the option where you can like remind them. So you send a notification before you even pick up the phone. Send them a notification, say, hey, you still owe me my money from the last session. So until you pay that, we're going to need to sort this out, right? Until you pay that, make sure you open you up a Venmo for business so you have your taxes taken care of. I know y'all try to avoid that as business owners. I get it. Trust me. But take care of your P's and Q's. Take care of your business, right? Open yourself a Venmo for business, okay? And then when you're doing these little free therapy sessions, turn it into a business for yourself. Now you're collecting funds and you're paying your taxes and you're doing your thing as a citizen of the United States or whatever country that you dwell. But what we're not going to do, what we're definitely not going to do, is this continual, perpetual, and then and then That's absolutely not the direction that we are heading. Not anymore. Again, unless you still thrive off of that, unless you still gain a sense of satisfaction from this, unless this is truly feeding that people pleaser in you, it's time to let it go. Absolutely, wholeheartedly, completely, right? And if you're not willing to do the business build out strategy I just gave y'all, right, which will make you very wealthy very fast if you keep dealing with these type of individuals, the other thing you can do is just have a straight up conversation and say, listen, I understand that you have these things going on. However, either it's just, create the boundary for your own time, or just let them know straight up like I would. Look, unless you're looking for an answer or a solution, I can't help with this. Unless you just needed an ear, that's different. You're not going to come to me with gossip, with, tall tales of what everybody else did. That's not what we're doing. But if it is something that, you're looking to fix, here's some resources I would suggest if you have that. If you don't have that, maybe point them towards a resource. But in more cases than not, they are looking for that sympathy. And because you've given them a steady dose of sympathy for probably 20, 15, 30 years or whatever, maybe 3 months or 30 years, right? Because you've given them that steady dose, they've learned to rely on you. Just like a pigeon that you continue to feed outside. It's learned to rely on you as its source of breadcrumbs. Stop feeding the breadcrumbs. It's really that simple. So, before we wrap up, guilt-free plug of my guilt-free book, Doing Me Guilt-Free, Breaking Free from People-Pleasing and Unleashing Your Personal Power. Make sure to get yourself a copy. You will get a paperback version of this And it's going to be a beautiful thing. It's going to be a life-changing experience for you. I guarantee it. If you go 3 chapters in and you think to yourself, this is a waste of my money, I will send you your money back if you send me the book back. But if that thing smack-a-lax, I'm telling you, when it smack-a-lax, when it does its thing, when it starts doing the work within you, you're welcome ahead of time. So make sure to get one of those by clicking the link in the description below. Appreciate y'all. Namaste. Namaskar.